Hello everybody, we're playing some Neeko ADC with an AP on hit build. And yeah, basically with AP on hit Neeko bot, we're going to be still getting that on hit damage with our empowered Ws, but we're going to be starting off in lane playing Neeko basically exactly like a regular mage. So we're going to be maxing our Q in lane, we're going to be getting AP items, we're going to be getting Dark Seal, Pen Boots, Fiendish Codex, Blasting Wand. We're going to be getting all that AP components while maxing Q. Then once we're finishing our Nashor's Tooth, we'll start maxing our W into Rage Blade, making us actually a champion who can just full out one-shot in a combo like a regular AP Neeko, but also have the on-hit. So the cool thing is like Nashor's Tooth adds a lot of burst with the 100 AP, and the Rage Blade actually adds a lot of Spell Pen. So by the time you get like a 3-item spike, you're actually doing a lot of damage even with your burst. Usually I don't start Q. I don't know why I did that. I mean, it depends on the matchup. Into a poke lane, definitely Q is better. Into a lane like this, where we're trying to contest for level 2 pushing, Q will push slower. And also, I need my W to not die to a hook, so definitely should took W level 1. I hope to God they're not in this bush. I'm gonna have my finger on the flash. Oof. If they were in that bush, I would have cried, actually.
Everyone invited to picnic, even enemies. You are not secretly Neeko.
So we're just gonna be sitting back. We're not looking to really auto trade at all. Just Q poke. Look for autos. If we are EQs, usually in lane, you'd be taking something like an electrocute. You'd be looking for the EQ auto trade, but because we're taking lethal tempo for the AP on hit scaling, that was bad of me, but it's fine. Hopium, it's fine. Honestly, the damage worth of the trade wasn't too bad, but obviously losing my thing.
Do not be bound to a single body. There are so many more.
See how I'm kind of just like not really looking for like the all-in trades or anything like that. And easy peasy. And Gragas is mad that I picked an AP bot because we have too much AP, but I was first pick and he last picked Gragas. And he got all mad at me saying that I'm picking an AP ADC, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you could have just not picked Greg. And he's like, I wanted to play Greg. It's like, well, I wanted to play Neeko. Like, sorry. Sorry, not sorry. So my CSing there, not the best, but it is what it is. So we're just recalling there after we shoved the wave in to get a good reset. Watch out, dude. Don't get killed. Oh my god, dude. Honestly, don't recommend doing what I'm doing right now at home, but I don't care. I'm selling my potion for a freaking Dark Seal, but it probably isn't worth it. That is definitely not worth selling my potion for. Alright. So yeah, as I was saying, once you get to mid-game, you'll be surprised. Like, if I'm hitting any of these squishies, like Kaisa or the Rek'Sai, I'll be able to just kill him with an ulti EQ without even auto-attacking. But then someone like Zac, because of the Rage Blade, I'll actually be able to sustain DPS him down. It's cool because Rage Blade and Nashor's Tooth are actually like these abilities that give you a lot of damage with your spells. Like Rage Blade on the 2-item spike, it's only giving you 6% pen, but by the time you get 3 items, it's 12% pen. Right? That's quite good still for like your burst, considering how high Neeko's damage is, base and like scaling. Like, it's just, you do a lot of damage in this build with auto attacks and with your sustained DPS or your burst. It's kind of insane. In lane, we are just looking to play, like I've been saying, with the poke. We aren't looking to play too over aggressive because we're really looking to just poke the enemy down and find all-ins once they're really low. That's like the play style. I'm gonna be missing a lot of this CS. Oh my god! You've got to be kidding me. Oh well. It doesn't matter. I don't know if I'll do good or not this game, but all I want to say is I've had games where like I've literally been camped and I go in lane like 0 and 6 because they won't leave me alone. It just doesn't matter. You still scale into the mid game with CC and stuff. So as long as you don't tilt with this build, if there's anyone else even doing slightly well on your team, I would strongly recommend with this build to just not tilt. Because the thing is as long as like someone else in your team's doing okay, in team fights, you're still just gonna be a one-shot nuke, right? So. And if you do get ahead, you can actually just solo carry games. So it's like the best of both worlds, really. A change they did to Neeko is they made her Q range bigger, so you can get it from farther range, and it's like easier to hit the poke. And they also increased the max, max. They made it if you cast it outside of max range. So if like this is max range and I cast it outside, it'll always go to the max range, making it easier for you to hit max range poke. Hmm. Honestly, I could have played all this fight better. But it worked out. There, I actually got my lethal. I don't usually get lethal tempo procced at all this early. It usually takes till later, but as you can see, even with maxing my Q and stuff, being able to get these empowered autos sooner that are doing, 76 per empowered, the lethal tempo, even if I'm not got the scaling for it yet, it still does stuff. My team is fighting, so I'm going to go help fight. Always rotate for your team. Easy clap. We call those the baits. I've been like, oh, what are you doing? But it's like, I knew I had flash, so I was kind of baiting the whole time. Just kind of. I can't really get this shoved in time. So again, we're just getting the AP components of our Nashor's Tooth to start.
What to do now? Find his breath?
Right, we're just getting AP, AP, AP. We're maxing our Q. After 4 points in an ability, it always makes you put another point in another one. And once it makes me put 1 point in W, I kind of just stop putting points in Q. I leave my Q at rank 4 all game. You can max out if you want, but it's like by the time I get 4 points in it, it's like I'm starting to get the attacks in the Nashor's Tooth. I really want my W max by the time I finish Rage Blade. That's what's really cool about this build. It really synergizes well with that maxing Q in lane, building AP. You can play as this poke Neeko. You don't really want to auto trade too much, just sit back and be annoying. But then you actually, by the time you get into the mid game, you have all attack speed. And another thing about like the solo lanes is those lanes you really need the extra CC, but in the ADC role, it's like not really your job to bring CC. So like having your route not as long isn't as big of a deal because it's usually not you leading fights with CC and people following up. It's more other people hit CC and then you come in and hit your combo. And even if your route's not as long, it's okay because you're just like coming in after to layer your CC with theirs. Just a route into ulti or something like that, right? So it actually kind of has good synergy in the bot lane where you don't actually, like, in other lanes, like top lane, for instance, if you try to do this build top and you max Q into W, like, that shorter route time would really start to affect how those matchups go when it's, like, a Renekton running you down and the CC is half the duration. Plus, you usually will have, like, some tenacity or something. See here, I'm just not auto-trading into her, not letting her hit me, just keep hitting her for free. Honestly, we just saw Nautilus top. Their jungler could be bot, but we just go for this. Okay, their jungler's thing. Are you coming? Like, hello? Dude, he literally, like, I fought her the whole time and she only came at the very, like, imagine if she came at any point to help. Like, what the hell was she doing down there? Was she just autoing tower or something? You're trolling. God damn it.
Tricky. You got the wrong Neeko. Beauty shines from inside, where the heart dances.
Oh well. If I didn't tell you, this is just like a low diamond account. Last time I did the recorded video for YouTube. Pretty sure if you came and helped, I wouldn't have. Is she trolling? She doesn't help me with the fight? Like,
Feelings is magic. Magic connects people.
no big deal. What?
invited to picnic.
What is this person on about? Holy. If she wants to watch the VOD after, we can. But like, she just didn't help me with the fight. And then she took a wave that was slow pushing to me and made it push to the enemy. Like, I don't get it.
Do not be bound to a
And she's
single
saying it wasn't worth it. The 1-for-1 is worth it because the wave comes and slow pushes to me and denies her anyways. So it's like hella worth even if it is a 1-for-1. But it didn't have to be a 1-for-1.
forever.
I think they're in our jungle coming from behind.
Oh, Teo, you must be angry now.
All right.
What does she look like?
Thanks for taking my farm, you. Just kidding, it's whatever. That hits me? There's no way. See how fast Neeko shreds towers, by the way, too? I should not be on this side of the tower.
Burn bright.
That, my friends, is called the wrong play.
Voices.
But as you can see, right, I've just finished all the AP components. Now I'm going to be building the attack speed. I am a Fed, but if I wasn't ahead, it'd be like, you know what I'm saying? And that's like, now I'm starting to max my W as we start getting some attack speed in our build. That was kind of silly.
Told you to not get close. Why did you not listen? Neeko is her own tribe.
Nice. Ooh. All right, and we are kind of ahead.
Ally has been slain. You have slain an enemy.
Frightening danger!
My ping is going nuts right now. What is going on? Alright, missed another cannon. You saw nothing though. Alright, so as you can see, we're 2 points away from finishing maxing our W, and now we're starting to get all this attack speed in our build at conveniently in this build. The exact same time we're getting attack speed built, our W's almost maxed, while still having the Q poke for lane. You could probably get away with 3 points Q and a W max if you wanted, but I don't know. I think this build really does well with having the burst. It really, you'll feel it mid-game when you go onto a carry and they barely live your burst combo because you don't have that extra point.
I will. Neeko.
You bastard, I wanted that cannon.
Neeko might have a thing for
Alright, well. You see my burst there with just my EQ before he hit his spell, like how much damage it does? But look how I can still shred the Zac. I mean, when I get my Rage Blade is when I can really shred the Zac. Because the Rage Blade with the Magic Pen is huge.
You're so mad.
Oof. Don't worry, when I get that Rage Blade, I'll be doing a lot of damage to this guy. Because, like, he's already bought, like, an Abyssal Mask, right? I just need this pen to start working in. I'd usually get the Amp Tome, but if I have enough for this, for sure. Usually it's like I come back, I get an Amp Tome into the Rage Knife, but I just end up having enough for Rage Knife on the back and then enough for this. So whatever. My burst is going to hurt a little. This is the part of the build where it's like my burst will start to feel a little weaker because I'm not... Just like that weird little transition period, but it's like still fine because like obviously attack speed, lethal tempo, attack speed, AD, all stacks really well together. Another really cool thing about this build is upgrading this Dark Seal to Magi's is actually not too bad because your Rage Blade gives you 5% armor pen and 6% magic pen. So it's like actually not too bad of like a 1250 gold upgrade. It's like, think about like if you get the Blighted Jewel Gem to your Void Staff, how much you pay 1250 and you get like 16% pen or something like that, and you're getting here like 6. It's like, you know, it's not too bad. Obviously, it's not gold efficient if you lose your stacks, but it makes it gold efficient if you have 4 stacks. It's like almost gold efficient, which isn't too bad, which is 1 kill. This game looking a bit like a slap, but I hope you guys learned something. I don't know. It's hard for me to upload games that aren't just slaps and I'm playing in lower elo, but I feel like games like this in lower elo, it's easier for me to... Oh, I should point my out. To explain my thought process to you guys and what's going on in the lane phase. Where when I'm playing in high elo, I have to really focus, it feels like. It feels like it's not the easiest time for me to give this kind of explanation. But as you can see, I actually Giga Shred towers. Alright, well, I think I'm gonna get my Rage Blade. My Rage Blade is online. My next back after this Rage Blade, if possible, what's a really good back is if I have enough to upgrade to Magi's plus a stopwatch, because usually you don't really want Magi's without the stopwatch. If I don't have enough for Magi's plus stopwatch, I'll just buy a needlessly large rod and go for Deathcap Zanyas. But if I have enough for stopwatch plus Magi's, I'll go for that and have something to protect it so that I can get stacks going. Alrighty. Well, this game's looking like it's going well, but honestly, suspense, because in the pits of Diamond, you never know, bro. You really never know. I've lost these a million times before, but usually I lose these as a support. I feel like the nice thing about playing carry role is like I feel like I have more impact on games. See my damage there? That's a tank with like a lot of magic resist built. Jeez, missed my Q. That's a tank, right? Who has Merc Treads plus a Megatron Cloak, right? And I'm able to just hit the burst that dropped him pretty low by itself, and then have the sustained DPS of the auto attacks to follow. AP on Hitman shreds towers. I know AD also shreds towers, but it's not the same. Because the AD is shredding towers because you're autoing fast and have high AD, but this shred is like the empowered autos that are doing 300 damage. Oh my god, dude. Because towers, I think, have less magic resist than armor, too. I'm not actually sure on that. It's like boom, bop, boom, boom, bop. When I have death cap, that's when it gets really insane. The death cap spike is like when my tower shred, it's like I just can 2-tap towers. Alright, yo, let's get a yellow fight going. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed it. I stream 5 days a week, Mondays to Fridays, so if you want to see me play live, make sure you follow my Twitch channel. And yeah, I really like the video. It helps a lot. Thanks, guys.